Are you okay?
Where's the sound? I'm waiting for the jingle.
Oh, God, I forgot about the jingle. It's the best intro we've ever done.
Am I okay? I'm sitting there with this awkward look on my face. Like, where is the jingle? Where is the jingle?
I know, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. All right, we are back. It's the Wild Times Podcast, the greatest show on the air, the only show in the world that combines the fun and fancy of the outdoors with adventure, with entertainment and comedy and all kinds of shenanigans. I'm your host, the broologist, Forrest Galante, and thank God the producer isn't here tonight. He's busy.
So great.
I think he's diddling being the key word. What's his name? Not Liam Neeson. Who's he working with?
Kyle?
No, the famous guy that he's doing the TV show
Kevin
with.
Costner,
Kevin
man.
Costner.
Liam Neeson. What the hell?
Whatever. Like some older grumpy guy. I don't remember. I think he's busy with, I blew that joke. But joining me, as always, the one and only PhD in podcasting, the professor, Mr. Peter Fitzer. I know you didn't have the applause ready.
No.
What's going on, Peter?
Yes, I am indeed the professor with a PhD in pond casting, as Forrest said.
No, not what I said.
Little disappointed. It's just me and you. It seems pretty boring. It's pretty blah, just to be me and you. I mean,
right? Why would someone tune in to watch a podcast of just two guys who don't have that much common ground?
Don't really like each other at all. I mean.
Very little. The fact that I came to your wedding, I came there as a joke, and I had a good time, which was unfortunate because then
you wore like a clown costume. It was absurd.
I did. Yeah, I was the only groomsman in a clown costume. But let's not dolly. What is it? Dolly daddle.
We got things to talk about. We got things to do.
Yeah, we got things
dilly
to do.
dally.
Dilly dally. That's what I'm looking for. Joining us today, drum roll, because I know we don't have one. Very special guests who will get to talk about everything this time. Play the trailer.
1983, entomologist Dr. Justin Schmidt began ranking stinging insects on a scale from 1 to 4. He put himself in harm's way for science. Now, Adam Thorn and caveman Rob Alleva are taking Schmidt's index further.
Uh-oh.
Do it! Adding venomous bites.
Oh, it's a tarantula!
And more deadly creatures.
They're a lot more potent. A lot more potent.
Their goal, to create history's ultimate guide to pain.
That was way worse than I thought.
Oh!
If you're going down, I'm going down with you.
I like that.
Yeah! There
Yucky.
we go.
Oh, welcome back, Adam and Rob, joining us on the Wild Times. You guys are absolutely out of your fucking minds. You know that?
Oh, yeah.
I know I said that last time we were on the show together, but just to see that trailer, I got the goosebumps going on now. I feel like I need a shower after watching that to feel less creepy.
Rob looked like he was getting down with himself in one of those shots, though. Did you have any choice over editorial here? Because
let's get serious for a minute. Let me ask you guys a question.
No. Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I'm serious. I want to know this. Are you both into S&M? Is that what this is about? Is there a sexual component to this? Adam, you're nodding. There is. Tell us more.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Well, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but Rob's a chronic masturbator. And,
yeah.
Oh, God.
No.
So
it's very sticky when he visits.
I realized that in season 1. And then the whole bite and sting thing mixed with that, I kind of clued onto it that, yeah, he's on this show for sexual pleasure.
Not
So
only did we
these-
stare at Tim, but we pitched it to, you know?
Yeah, no, it's a way to sell a show. You know, anything as they say in the TV world, and I know because we deal with this all the time. Anything loud, that's loud. You know, if you're like, hey, I'm just gonna get stung and beat off on TV, people are tuning in for that, no question.
Oh yeah. It's good for Disney
poor
Channel, Lifetime.
Yeah,
Jerking
real
off
Disney crowd. No, okay, so look, Kings of Pain season 2. We said
Yes!
when you guys could talk about it, we'd have you back on the show. Now you can talk about it. Season 2 is coming up. It's coming out. It's super exciting. There is no masturbating on television, as far as I know.
We hope.
And it's on the History Channel. It's not on Disney. That would
There's
be
stuff coming out
shenanigans.
of other orifices. I promise you that.
Tell us about it.
Oh
tell
my
us, Rob.
goodness.
Tell us everything.
Well, tell us start with the bum orifice.
The scorpion squirts.
Oh, God.
Now, Forrest,
Yeah.
he just spit his drink out.
I was so close to losing my drink. Yeah, please continue.
I don't know how much is going to make it on the show, but Adam's masterpiece with the cell phone while I was in the porta potty. So,
Oh, no.
So before this, Forrest, you've been stung by a desert hairy scorpion, correct?
Unfortunately, that's correct.
Not that bad, right?
No, like a shitty bee sting.
Exactly what I said the first time.
Yep.
I got a little home video of me with a black light and getting stung by one way before Kings of Pain. And I was like, oh, it's
Yep.
like a bad bee sting.
Yep.
So I feel guilty now. I tell Adam, it's just like a bad bee sting. This is easing back into season 2. We're going to start off with a big scorpion that looks scary, but just doesn't do crap.
Sure. Well, it does do crap, apparently.
literally. So
intended.
fast forward. So Adam gets stung by this thing. We'll get to the scorpion squirts, I promise. But Adam gets in my shrunken penis.
Oh, yes.
They said
Yes.
they were pushing off limits before, so we're allowed to talk. So
We're getting canceled. History is going to cancel our podcast, but please continue.
So we think we're easing back in. Adam goes first with this desert hairy scorpion. And since it has like not a big reputation, this thing stings him and Adam just like lets it sting him. And the thing is just leaving the stinger in Adam longer and longer. It's
Just
probably
pumping in that venom.
pumping venom in him.
Yep.
And he kind of looks at me and was like, man, that kind of hurt more than he's embarrassed. That hurt more than it's supposed to. And I'm like, I'm thinking this was Adam's got, pussified in the time we've been off,
Yeah.
And then so we're like setting up for my sting, and Adam's like, my jaw's shaking. Like not like out loud, like to me, like my jaw's shaking. Like he thinks
What do you mean, Adam? What do you mean your
Tell
jaw's
us, Adam.
shaking?
It was like it was
No
it
way.
was cold on set, right? But this was like not cold shivers. I was like, my jaw's like like that.
Uncontrollable. Like when you get that
Yeah,
little
man.
like eyebrow twitch, except in your jaw.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm trying to hide it because I'm embarrassed. I'm like, this ain't the scorpion doing this. Surely this is not the scorpion. I'm looking at Rob. I'm like, man, I this is uncontrollable. And we kind of like, oh, it's because I haven't slept in ages because, I was still kind of jet lagged from like the week it took me to get to LA from Australia.
Right.
And maybe, it's no sleep. It's a mixture of things. But like, so we kind of like didn't play on it a lot. Like, didn't really go, oh, this is the scorpion doing this because we weren't quite sure until Rob got stung. And he started doing weird stuff.
You guys both got like neurological conditions.
Right. So yes. Sorry, Peter. Go ahead.
No, it's it. From this, this animal you thought was going to be like a nice ease into the show.
Yep.
Scary looking.
Adam and I aren't super competitive. We had too much go wrong season 1 with permanent damage. Like we're like
Okay.
pretty
God.
sympathetic for each other.
Okay.
Right.
But this one time, and I don't think I've told Adam this before, I was like, okay, this is the first sting. I'm going to just show him up a little bit. I'm going to let this thing, it came out. He brought it out of me, and he's over here with this jaw chattering. Like, that's just jet lag,
By the way, there's no normal male that doesn't think that way. Do you know what I mean? Where you're like, look, I'm not competing with the guy, but he's a wuss, and I'm going to show him I'm tougher.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like, you're not going to say it out loud, but you're like, yeah, whatever, bro. Like, I'm just going to be tougher than you on TV. So everybody's thinking that way.
This is
Yeah.
the one time I'm going to show Adam up, right? And so this thing stings me, and it doesn't hurt immediately, but it's like the volume basically of the pain starts getting turned up, and like I'm like past like the 4 or 5 seconds that it was in Adam. I'm like, haha, I'm going to beat him. And I'm like, man, it's really starting to hurt.
Oh,
this pain got worse
God.
and worse. And I'm like, I am not pulling my hand away. I'm waiting for this scorpion to let go of me. It never did. It never let go.
Why would it? He's like, this guy's into this, man. This is my new shit right
I'm
here.
about to cry. Like, it hurts so bad. So I finally pulled away. And I'm like, well, that was just dumb. I just completely screwed myself. My hand hurt bad, but super local pain. But it was extremely painful for something that wasn't supposed to hurt that bad. Something I've been stung by before. Something I discounted. So now I'm like, maybe I turned into a wuss over the break too. You know?
Yeah, I'm soft now. Yeah.
Right.
And then so Adam's talking. I'm kind of sitting here, and then all of a sudden I feel my lips tingling, and I'm like,
oh shit,
this is real. Like something's happening.
Yeah.
Something and what? So it started like in Adam's jaws, like doing this weird drug
I'm
stuff.
gurning.
He's gurning like he's on ecstasy. You know? it started getting weird. Like my right arm started tingling, and I took the sting on the left arm, and I'm looking at Adam like, can you feel your teeth? And he's like, yeah, I can feel every single tooth. Like every tooth was like asleep, like when you sit on your hand and it's asleep.
Oh wow!
And the tops of our head and the bottoms of our feet.
Jesus!
And we're like sweating and we have chills. It was weird. It was like we were on some really awful drugs.
And it's weird too because you were under the impression that this was just going to be an easy bite, so it's probably like terrifying once you literally started losing feeling in all of your body parts.
We got like another 30 or 20 years. I don't know how many animals we did this season. We got all these animals we're about to do, and the easy ones already is destroyed. So long story short,
this is Sting 1, correct, of the entire season. Okay,
11 hours this went on without getting better.
Oh my God!
The next day we started having cramps, hand cramps. And I'm not sure how many days for Adam, but my hand cramped up for 16 days straight, every day.
God,
dude. We're like moved on to like other episodes, and we got to take breaks because my hand's like.
Oh my God!
It got weird real fast. Adam and I are like texting.
So wait, we haven't got to the squirts yet.
Oh, dude, that was. I don't think I've laughed so hard in my life, man. We've got this Jeep Wrangler that we're using in the show. And Rob's like, dude, I'm about to shit. Can you drive me down to the porta potties?
Now,
like,
what time frame, Adam, before you continue, is this after the sting? Are you talking days later, hours later?
Within
an hour, maybe?
Okay. Oh, so this is definitely related to the sting, not the nasty Chipotle that he had for breakfast.
It'd be a hell of a coincidence if it wasn't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. So it's an hour later. Your hand's cramping up. You're driving around in your Wrangler looking like Ken dolls. Rob goes, I gotta poop. What happens next?
Well, I like jump in the Jeep, drive down to the porta potties, and I'm filming from my phone because a lot of this season there's like diary cam stuff and sort of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
filmed on that
cool. That's like I'm all about that. Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll love this one then. So he runs into the porta potty and starts just unloading, right? And I've got the camera up against the porta potty, so you can hear it, right?
Oh no!
And you can just the noises that were coming from that porta potty, and the stuff Rob was saying was so.
You poor bastard!
Like because you were spraying shit, and it was splashing all that blue stuff up into his.
Dude, my worst nightmare.
No,
I swear to God, I've said this before.
Was the worst. This was a used porta potty, so it was blue stuff, and like. I was sharing feces with the crew.
I'm out.
I gotta. Every time we have you guys
I swear to God, Peter, do you remember this? Talk about worst fears on the podcast, and I was like, literally, my worst fear is porta potty splashback. That is my worst fear in life.
Dude,
in life, that is my worst fear.
It's awful. It's awful. Every time we have these guys on now, I need to start making clips of just Forrest's reactions. It's the most fantastic thing I've ever seen.
I'm such a sissy. Like, I think people think that I'm tough because I do all these outdoor things. Like, you guys are, no, God, this is just, whoa. Anyway, okay, so you're getting these sounds, you're recording it on the iPhone, and...
Yeah, but some of the stuff he was saying, he was just like, oh no. It was like, the humanity. But then he goes, like, I'm filming, and he doesn't know I'm filming, right?
Right.
And he's like,
God.
Yeah.
For my competitiveness.
I doubt they'll use that bit in the show because he was like, man, my penis is so small right now. It's shrunken so small. It hasn't been this shriveled up since my rattlesnake bite.
Oh man, they're going to use that.
I am going to personally text David Carr, who, if for anybody listening, is the producer of the show, also produced a show for me. I'm going to personally text him and tell him if this doesn't make the show, you are sending me this and we are putting it on YouTube. Like this needs to, the world needs to see this and hear this.
I mean, it's on my phone.
Oh my God.
Done. Oh my
Listen,
God.
Email to me right now. Exclusive.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That is wild.
Rob, you're sitting in there, you're getting all this splashback. Obviously, Adam's filming, even though you don't realize it. How sheepishly are you leaving that porta potty?
Oh, I had no idea what was waiting for me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is a little embarrassing, but Adam knows me. But Adam has gathered a crowd.
Nice. Congratulations, Adam.
Production,
Very nice play.
The line producer, two ambulances full of paramedics.
Oh no!
All gathered around.
Oh no!
Standing
so
applause.
good.
Are there any? Are there any?
Standing applause when I exit this path? Yeah.
Are
Dude,
there, are there women on your crew?
This is day one.
Yeah.
Are there women on your crew? See, I'm old school like that. Like if
some of them left after that. I don't know.
I would imagine so. Like if I go out on my boat fishing or diving or whatever, I'll poop off the back of the boat with 4 dudes in the boat. If there's like a woman on board, I won't poop. Like it doesn't happen. I can't do it.
I'm such a private shit. I remember I had a female housemate for a while, and I used to go up to the shopping center up the road to take a dump because I didn't want to do it in the same house.
Yep,
it's not a pleasant experience.
I'm right there with you, Adam.
So,
wow.
Rob,
so
are you
standing ovation? That's hilarious. Go ahead, Peter. That
are
is
you
something.
traumatized after this? Like, so you said you lost all trust in Adam after this on day 1 of season 2.
I can't trust Adam. I can't trust the animals. This little bee sting thing that just wrecked us. They're having cramps. They're like, "Do you want to go on to the next scorpion?"
You're like, no,
hell no.
I want to quit the show immediately.
Well, the next scorpion was an Arizona bark scorpion, so it's like it's a bad one to jump to.
So how long after the first one was the second one?
Hold on,
Oh, sorry,
Peter. Before we move on, I got to ask some questions here because I am fascinated by all of this and not just the fecal side of it. But so, what was the Desert Hairy rated on the Schmidt Index? Or was it not?
He only does bees, wasp, and ants on his index.
Say that again?
He only does Hymenoptera, so bees, wasp, and ants. That's the only thing.
Okay. So I'm going to go out on a limb here, and you guys are the experts. Tell me what you think. When I got stung by a Desert Hairy, it was like, ow, pull your hand away. It's over, right? You're sitting there like suffering it, letting it pump as much venom as it wants into you. Was it repeat stinging or was it just leaving the stinger in?
Just in and just pumping.
Yep.
See, it's got to be
deep, man.
And that's got to be what the difference is, right? Because when you get stung by something, you pull away and you get a small amount of that venom and that toxin into your bloodstream or whatever. But you guys are sitting there like allowing as much as this animal's body can produce to enter into your system.
100%.
He's just like, yep.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because
that was a good lesson. If we had started off with the Arizona bark scorpion, we probably would have done the same thing. And when we moved on to the Arizona bark scorpion after that experience, we let it sting us for a good amount that we thought would be a more natural time to get stung.
Yeah.
We didn't let it stay in us unnaturally pumping venom because, I mean, it has killed people. So
right.
That experience with the with the giant desert hairy scorpion may have kept us from a medical emergency and gave us a more accurate average envenomation with the Arizona bark scorpion.
It's good.
I think that's
you learn.
important for our listeners, though. I mean, outside of the comedy and the poop nonsense, there is actual information that you need to digest here, which even as myself, as a wildlife biologist, I think of a snake bite, I think of a bee sting, whatever it is, as an absolute, right? It's like black or white. Like you're stung or you're not stung.
Sure.
You're envenomated or you're not envenomated. But that's really not the case. And it's funny because I'm like having my own revelation right now just talking to you guys. It really is about like time under venom. You know what I mean? And it's like the amount of venom that's put into your system is going to affect how much you have that reaction. And like I said, I've never really thought about it that way. I've been tagged by a couple venomous snakes, and it's been very quick, and I've treated it and everything else. And had I let it chew on me for a while, it probably would have been a different outcome.
Sure.
And it's interesting for people to realize that there are a lot of reptile keepers that listen to this podcast. There are a lot of insect keepers, so on and so forth. So it's just something maybe I'm the only idiot who hadn't considered this, but really, there's something to be said there. It's like, get away from that venom. Like, don't let it continue in any means possible. Don't let it seep into a wound, whatever it is. Like,
no sane person is not trying to get away from this immediately.
Well, that's why we have these two on.
They're outliers for sure. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So what happened next? I mean, we're not going to go through every single sting and bite because that would be a 15-hour podcast. But you're talking about the next scorpion. How's the compounding effect?
Not good.
Yeah. I believe it.
It's such a great answer. I mean, what else could you say? It's
Oh man, yeah, because we were under sort of a very tight film schedule.
God.
We were doing back-to-back stings like basically daily. Like it was crazy, hey. And not only that, we were doing way more toxic animals than we did in season 1. So by the end of it, when we did the first podcast with yous, like we just finished filming. Like we just finished filming. Like that was like the last day or something.
Right.
And
I think it was literally your last day. I think you had filmed that day, if I don't.
Yeah.
And you guys looked a lot more weathered than you do now, I'll say.
They really did.
Yeah, I swear to God, haggard.
Yeah. We were trashed, eh? We were messed up. Like,
yeah, you essentially... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, we were doing animals that have killed people. So we were like...
Oh, it's so crazy.
It wasn't just that. It was just like, we don't know what the buildup of all this venom in such a short period of time does to your organs and things like that. So we're pretty much just sitting there going, well, when's our kidneys going to shut down, you know?
Yep.
Dude, that's scary too.
So
I mean, we're joking about it, but that's fucking... I'd be terrified of that.
Yeah, but you're terrified of everything.
You're scared of toilet water. You just told us.
That's true. Have you had any lasting effects that you guys have noticed? Any like brain fogginess, any achy joints? I'm trying to think what things seem like they linger.
Rob's penis never came back.
Right.
It was just always like that. I was just looking for you.
Yeah.
Well,
Cold out. Nope. Just really small.
This is not a big deal. But if you can see right there's like a raised bump on my finger. It wasn't 2 or 3 months since it was from the bristle worms, and we did a bunch of bristle worms. We probably had 100 or more. I don't know how many we had in the small little tank, and it's hard to tell fireworms from other species, so we just got a bunch of them and dumped them in there, and it looked like our hands had been dunked in fiberglass, and most of it came out, but one of them hurt kind of going in, and I have taken this little extra skin off with fingernail clippers, try to pull out any bristles from these bristle worms that might be left. Thought I've gotten it, and then it'll come back.
Comes back like a big callousy lump. I've had that from like cactus hairs. Yeah,
very similar. I'm just happy it's just one because we had hundreds, if not thousands, of those bristles in us.
Do you get desensitized? Like, are you scared of pain any longer? Is it still scary each time, or are you like, yeah, whatever, it's gonna hurt?
It goes both ways. Sometimes I know Adam and I both seem to accept, okay, we're getting bitten by this today, and we don't get nervous until the animal comes out. We're like, oh crap, I forgot we're doing this today, but we are probably the opposite. Picture like you come out of a haunted house and someone says, hey, you might jump.
Right.
Yeah, like we have that haunted house effect where we just went through pain. We've had permanent damage season 1. A scorpion that wasn't supposed to do anything, like, had toilet water splashing up our butts and messed us up for 2 weeks. Like
diary cams.
Yeah. So we are jumpy. I think I can speak for both of us. We got really jumpy season 2 because we didn't know what was coming next. We couldn't take anything for granted.
There's a lot. There's a lot of. It's similar to Jackass. You guys ever watched Jackass the movie? It's like everybody is on edge on set. And also now you're using the diary cams and pranking each other. So
what shows evolve, right? Like my show, Extinct or Alive, season 1, the plan was never to have a bunch of crew in it. And then because they became like my closest friends, by season 2, like the team was strongly featured in almost every episode, right? What can the viewers of Kings of Pain season 2 expect as far as like a change from season 1?
Well, it's all in the same location. It was all done in the US, so we're not traveling, which sucked for Rob and I because we loved the travel aspect of it. But at the end of the day, it allowed us to get basically all the animals we wanted, bar a few, and do more dangerous animals. Because we're in one location, we're close to, we're 40 minutes out of LA. We've got Dr. Ben there. He's got all his medical stuff there. We're not in the middle of the jungle, so we could do more dangerous animals, which was kind of like bittersweet. But we were getting the animals brought to us. Some of the animals we could hunt for locally, but most of them we got brought to us. And so there's like these cool unboxing scenes where we walk up because we don't know what the animal looks like. We've only asked for, we want this animal and this size, but we don't know. So we're unboxing them, we're bringing them out. Sometimes it's a lot bigger than we would have liked. So we're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
How many times did you just say no? Did that ever happen? Did you ever unbox something and just go, no, just absolutely not?
The moray eel, eh? We went, nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
So I've been bitten by a moray eel, and it actually, I shouldn't say that. I got remotely scratched by a moray eel, and my dad, I'll tell the whole story. Fuck it. This is a podcast about getting bitten. So when I was a kid, my family, I grew up in Zimbabwe. My family used to go on vacation to Mozambique. Okay. That was like our go to the lake version, right? Because it's like the country next door. It's, it's like going to Mexico from the US. Like you go to Mozambique for the beach. And so when I was a kid, we were on this vacation. We were on Benguera Island, a little island there. And my dad would always like snorkel around and pick up shells and sea urchin spines and, stuff like that to bring and show my sister and I. And we're sitting on the beach. I remember it vividly. And my dad's snorkeling. And my sister and mom are sitting on the beach. I'm snorkeling with my dad. And he reaches down into a hole. And all I see is just this massive like twisting and blood and sand and this crazy thing. Well, what's happened is he's reached down to pick up like a cowrie shell. I don't remember if it's cowrie, but reached down to pick up a shell. And this moray sees these little piggly wiggly fingers coming down, lashes out and grabs onto my dad's finger, but not like here at the tip, like all the way up by his knuckle. And if you don't know, for our viewers that are watching this and not just listening, moray eels have interlocking, recurved, backwards-facing teeth and several rows of them. So, it's one thing to get bitten by something with, a couple knives in their mouth or some needle points. These things are like a paper shredder. And my dad sticks his hand in, and now, you guys probably know this, but it's for our viewers. The worst thing you can do and the most instinctual thing to do is pull your finger out, pull your hand out. Right? If he had pushed it forward, the moray likely would have released. But instead, like a normal person feeling pain, he ripped his finger backwards, pulling the eel and his finger out at the same time. And I remember seeing the eel swim out. And as a little kid, it was like a horror scene, right? There was just blood in the water, and we were like 10 feet from the beach. So he came on the beach. But his finger, we had to go get it. He had to go get tendons stitched up, everything else. It looked like bits of shredded paper from going through this moray eel's mouth. Ugh. And I remember this to this day. My dad's name was Ted. My mom was just like, Ted, you idiot. And like, he's sitting there with this like shredded finger. And my mom's like, Ted, you idiot. And she's like calling him an idiot. And my dad's like basically in tears with this like bone dangling finger.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. As a kid, it was like a horror scene to witness. So anyway, long story short, I got nicked by a moray, nothing like that. I wouldn't fucking take a moray bite. Not after seeing that as a kid. No way. And seeing those teeth, that was a
That's an animal you look at and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like you can look at a scorpion thing with stingers and a normal mouth, but you look at that thing and you may as well stick your hand into a wood chipper. I mean,
ultimately, we did get bit by one.
No way.
Jesus.
We did, but
so you said no, and then David Carr came along and David Carr'd you guys, right? And then you guys were like, "Yes, I'll do it."
Let's do bronze.
I mean, no, we originally got a far bigger green moray, and we were like, "We ain't doing that. That's too big. That will do some probably very real chance of doing permanent damage."
Yep.
Yeah.
So we went for a smaller yellowhead moray, which are purportedly venomous to a certain degree. They have toxins that are on their. Well, apparently, yeah. I mean, what is it? All morays? Most morays have some sort of toxin.
Some species have been confirmed to have what's called club cells in their skin, which produces toxins, and that gets in the mucus, and that mucus gets on their skin.
Got it.
It is very debated, but I'll tell you what, the reason Adam and I picked this challenge is I was just scratched by a moray eel in Hawaii one time, and it hurt like hell for 2 or 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear that story from fishermen and everybody, it hurts way more than it should.
Yeah.
And fishermen know what getting bitten by fish feels like. So we wanted to test that. Now, if we ever, Adam and I ever wussed out, this was the one. I mean, we wrapped our hand in like some stuff to keep the moray from tearing us. Like we were super cautious with this one because what happened to your dad? He had to get tendons.
Yeah. Oh, he was his vacation was over. It was all stitched up and blah 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 blah. I mean, yeah. Come on, Dad. Come on, Dad. But yeah, no, from memory, he was fine, but it was just, I remember as a kid, it looked terrible, but it was mostly, it wasn't a huge moray and his bone wasn't sticking out. I'm exaggerating for the sake of storytelling, but it looked bad. And he was okay, but his vacation was over. Like that was it. He was just miserable for the remainder of our holiday.
I mean, it was like, it was the hardest animal we had to get bitten by, just handling the bloody thing. It was almost basically impossible to get bitten by a because we couldn't grab it. It was just flipping everywhere. So basically we just had to do the thing we didn't want to do, and that was let the moray bite us, because when it can bite us, it can bite anywhere it wants to.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to get to that, but that's ultimately what we had to do.
So you put your hand in a tank? How did that? Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much. Just put your hand in there and.
Will it go to town, or does it just latch on one bite, or does it do multiple bites, or?
It can do whatever the hell it wants to do.
That is scary as fuck.
I mean, it luckily it didn't want to bite us.
It wanted nothing to do with it.
It was like, we had to pretty much make it feel threatened, and it got defensive and bit us. But hey, it could have latched on. It could have bit multiple times. We were at the mercy of the eel. I mean, we were at the mercy of all these animals.
Mercy of the eel. That should be the name of the episode.
Was that the creature that you were most terrified of, like going into
no.
it? No.
It was okay.
The
big green moray was. That was just like a hard no. But yeah.
Yeah. So what thing were you just
it was
like?
the scariest for me because it reminded me of the python. We don't want to let it bite wherever it can, and we had to go with that.
Yep.
Okay.
So what animal were you just like, oh man, tomorrow taking a honey badger to the nutsack, like I'm in trouble, or whatever it was? Like what was your thing that you were just sitting there like sweating bullets over?
That was probably 50% of them were like that.
Well, sorry, go ahead, Rob.
We had a little special this season where Adam and I got to surprise each other with our own episode.
That's amazing.
I don't think it was much of a surprise because we know each other's phobias.
Oh God!
Adam had a really bad reaction to the tarantula we did in season 1. His arm swelled up. Like he had a broken bone. I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
Well, so being his best friend, I decided to put 2 tarantulas on.
God, you are a terrible human being. That's like what
it wasn't just any 2 tarantulas. He fucking chucked the orange baboon tarantula in there.
Yeah,
which is
tell us about it.
Well, it's a old world tarantula, and old world tarantulas have pretty nasty venom. I mean, we're not talking deadly to humans per se, but the venom's horrible. And orange baboon tarantulas are notorious for. I mean, I don't like calling animals aggressive ever. I mean, I would say they're defensive. But OBTs, as a lot of people call them, orange baboon tarantula or orange bitey thing, they will leave their enclosure and to bite you. Like they will launch. They teleport, people say, because you see them and then they disappear and then they reappear on your head and they're biting the shit out of you.
Oof.
So
big boy too. Not huge.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
So what was it like?
They're not huge, but their bite and everything about their attitude is enormous. I mean,
Take
look
a
at
look
those
at
fangs.
these fangs, dude. Crazy.
So you gave, or Rob gave those to you, correct, Adam?
Yes, sir.
And how was
look,
that?
yeah, Rob kept
Oh
his.
boy, show and
He
tell.
kept it.
I kept it.
Is that one of the tarantulas that bit Adam?
This is the one that bit me.
Oh no way! What a terrible pet.
It's
Nah, it's a
crazy, man. It's
fantastic
like a
pet.
home security system.
Is that
Yeah,
all his
true.
like nest, his webbing? That's awesome. Is that his webbing in there that I see?
Yes.
Wow, he's got a whole little house in there. Nice.
He webbed up the whole thing, and I'm terrified of it, but I like it.
So Adam, how was taking that bite, knowing, having that reaction going into it? How was it all?
I lost sleep knowing that bite was coming up. Like, no joke. I would message Rob like almost daily talking about the OBT. How are we going to handle this thing? Because they are so fast. Even just getting a hand on it to get the other person bitten is like I couldn't gauge how the hell we're going to do it because they are so quick. And I was
to Adam's credit, he's that terrified. He picks up this thing like a pro, like boop, like it was nothing. Like after all his fear, I was like, dang, it was like, here you go.
it was pretty good. I must say it was.
How'd you handle that? I mean, in the moment, what were you thinking? You were just like you. It sounds like you were well prepared after all the anxiety to just dive in.
Pretty much, like I've said, I'm a wildlife biologist, but I am a mammal guy. Mammals, primates, mate. Caveman's a reptile guy.
Right.
These things they're not. We're so out of our element. Rob's probably got more experience than I do, or I know he does handling spiders and stuff.
Barely.
Me, no. I don't hate spiders, but I don't like them.
Right.
So for me, the first time I've ever handled a tarantula was in season 1 with the one in Bolivia.
Yep.
And then that was it. And then jumping into the bloody orange baboon tarantula.
Yeah.
I mean, we did another New World tarantula. We did the Brazilian black and white tarantula. And I mean, even that, New World tarantula's venom isn't that bad, but I had a bad reaction to it in Bolivia. So I didn't know how I was going to react to the Brazilian black and white, let alone the bloody OBT, which is so much damn worse.
Yeah.
It was just fucked. I mean, they kick urticating hairs as well.
Yeah.
These Brazilian, which can really mess you up.
Well, I think you guys are absolutely nuts, but let's shift gears here.
Wait, hold on. Don't shift gears yet.
No, please.
I definitely want to hear what Adam picked for Rob.
Oh, good point. Yeah, sorry. Good point.
So my kryptonite is tarantulas and caveman's is centipedes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
So as you know, the giant Asian centipede ranked number 2 on the pain index for season 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I chucked on the giant desert centipede, Scolopendra hiros, which is the most venomous centipede in the United States. So that was a good one.
It's also incredibly creepy looking, like a legit monster out of a movie. So
yeah,
it's just all those legs.
Oh,
and how was taking that, Rob?
It's like Adam, like he doesn't hate. I don't hate centipedes. I like when I see them in the wild. I just don't like them on me. And years ago, I caught a giant desert centipede in Arizona, and I was like, let's shoot a video of me letting it crawl up my arm. And when I do that, it's going to cure my phobia.
It did
this thing went up my arm, and where it walked, it irritated my skin just from walking.
God.
Like that didn't help. But the worst, the thing comes up and then goes down my shirt.
Oh, man.
And shirt came off, and I went screaming, and it did not cure my phobia.
Wow.
Yeah, normally people they take it one step at a time, like a little non-dangerous centipede that you find in the house, and then move up. You just threw this like deadly. Yeah, touche.
So I'm going to shift gears here because, look, I can sit here and listen to you guys talk about all the different bites and stings you've taken literally all night, but I'm just going to tune into Kings of Pain Season 2. That seems like a much easier way to get all this information and laugh at you guys.
May 26th.
Yeah, May 26th, which is great. But my point here, you guys didn't just do this for fun, right? You guys know me well enough, Adam and Rob, maybe Peter at this point too. You know that I hate fear-mongering, right? Like I hate demonizing, villainizing creatures. It doesn't matter if they're icky scorpions or disgusting centipedes or whatever. You get my point. Let's talk about like why this is significant, for a minute. Let's shift gears here and talk about like, why is this something worth doing? It's not just that you guys wanted to be subjected to terrible bullshit pain for months at a time. Like, let's talk about why this is actually interesting and what we're learning from it. Take it away.
Well, I mean, people, there's countless YouTube videos, people getting bitten and stung by animals and things like that. But we wanted to make as detailed pain index as you can when it comes to being bitten and stung by animals. And that's, the intensity of the pain. So the acute pain of it, basically as soon as it bites or stings. Then the duration, so how long does that bite or sting or electrocution, punch, etc. last for? And then ultimately what damage you're left with. We love animals 100%. That's our life is animals. So we don't want to make people scared of them. But ultimately, when people see what these animals are capable of, there's that respect. When you respect something, you ultimately, if something can deal that much pain to a human being, people want to learn about them. People respect them. They love them. They want to learn more than. When you learn about something, you grow to love it. Me with tarantulas, I'm starting to like them now because I know what they can do. I've handled them now, and I want to learn more, and I actually really like them. So it will help people because if they get bitten and stung by one of these animals, they know kind of what to expect because they'll see what Caveman and I rated it.
Right.
And panic in a situation like that is a big killer. If you panic, you do stupid things, you make mistakes, and you can ultimately lose your life. So if that can cause people to panic a little bit less, then, it could save a life. And also the animals,
Rob, how do you see this sort of promoting conservation? Do you know what I mean? Like how do you see this helping conservation?
Adam and I were super concerned that this is going to demonize animals. This is going to take something that people are already scared about and push them over the edge. This is on another network, but I'm going to talk about it. My favorite show ever, besides Extinct or Alive.
I was going to say Extinct or Alive, of course, or Mysterious Creatures. Yeah, no, please continue.
I once told Forrest that he will never have a show as good as Extinct or Alive.
And he's right, by the way. That show was freaking awesome. But yeah, please continue.
Good. Another big favorite of mine is River Monsters with Jeremy Wade.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you watch River Monsters and just listen to what he's saying, they probably put him in this position, but now I'm going to go on this river and this thing could happen to me and that lightning could strike me and I could fall in the water and drown and then the fish could eat me. And it seems like so much fear mongering. But when you take the show as a whole, people have really responded to that show and become very interested in freshwater fish conservation and mega fish projects and things like that. I think what that is instead of trying to downplay an animal's danger, it's putting it all in your face, and then you realize, you know what, it's probably going to be okay. And not only that, but these animals are freaking cool, and you look forward to seeing them on TV. You want to see that giant catfish that maybe scavenged on dead bodies in India, but you're like, that's a freaking cool catfish, For sure. And I think Kings of Pain has done the same thing. It puts it out there for someone that it kind of hooks someone in, kind of tricks them into watching it, and then they get some exposure And there's always something in our show that's an interesting fact that people sort of get triggered by in a way to like, I want to learn more. I want to learn more. And a big one for us this season that we almost didn't do was sharks. Because sharks are probably demonized more.
So you did do sharks this season?
We did do sharks this season. And after a lot of debate as to whether is this going to make things worse for sharks or not. But we didn't do a shark bite. Everyone knows sharks can bite. We don't need to do that. We did stinging sharks.
Oh, interesting.
Forehead sharks. We did the California horned shark, and we did the Port Jackson shark from Australia.
Yep.
And we figured that this is the interesting thing that most people don't know about sharks. Rumored to be venomous, not sure or not. They sting. That's how they can defend themselves. They're so cute. No one's gonna look at that and be scared. And you see a couple of grown men, they're scared to death about these cute little animals. And then the sting wasn't, didn't kill us. We thought it would actually be a very different take on how interesting sharks are. That some can actually sting to defend themselves.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's a great answer, Rob, because right, like there are going to be those people that are like, fuck these guys, like I can't believe they're doing this, I can't believe they're showing this, they're making us scared of animals. I get it, right? Like I get fucking hate, and look at what I do. All I do is preach conservation, and I somehow still get hate. Like everybody gets it. If you're in the public light, you get it. Yeah. So it's nice to hear from you guys. And by the way, I agree. I want to be very transparent about that. I agree with what you're saying. If you put it all on the line, and you don't have to go, oh, it's scary, stay away, it's deadly. Right. And you don't have to go, oh, it's your buddy, because it's fucking not. Yeah. But if you go, here's what it is, it sucks. But here's a fact about it. Here's where they're found. Here's how to avoid them. If you see one, just leave it the fuck alone. And if you don't, this is what happens. People go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like you kind of look at it and go, yeah, that really adds up. Like you don't, the next time I see a desert hairy scorpion, maybe I won't try and pick it up by the tail for amusement. Maybe now that I've seen this, I'll go, that looks like it sucks. I'm glad I saw it, but I'm going to stay 6 feet away from it.
Right. Also that prevents more bites from happening and animals from getting a worse reputation. You hear this animal kills 50 humans a year in the U.S. or something. Like you're more likely to try and if you can't run away from the animal, you kill it instead of potentially not panicking and being like, okay, I know to slowly step away and it's not going to bug me, go around it type thing, So
exactly.
doing
last
God's
time,
work here.
Peter, let's make fun of Justin and just tell the whole story because it's so funny. So you guys know Justin Christensen, right? Have you met him? I think he's in post on your show. Has he been in the field with you guys?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, you'd know him. He's about 9 feet tall and sounds like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
You're such a terrible.
I am. But I love Justin. I worked with Justin a lot, and he's a super smart guy. And so the last time, we're gonna lay it all on the line here. That's why people like listening to the show. So the last time you guys were on the show, right? You came on. I think I texted you. I was like, "Hey guys, you want to come on the show?" You couldn't talk a lot about Kings of Pain because you were filming season 2, and I didn't even know that at the time. I just wanted you guys to come talk about what you had done. And you come on the show, and TV's a small world, right? It's a tiny little world. And you guys come on the show, and we had fun. The show comes out 2 weeks later. Well, like 3 days after the show comes out, I get a text message from Justin that's like, "Fuck you, dude, ... And I'm like, huh? ? And he's like, "Do you know how much work you just created for me?" And I'm literally like drawing a complete blank. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so what happened was the show came out. Some of the executives at History Channel listened to it. They liked some of our nonsense and our jibber jabber and our ideas. Told David Carr, "Hey, David, you got to start thinking about this, this, and this," who then went to Justin and said, "Hey, Justin, I need you to do this laundry list of work."
I had no idea about this.
Oh, you didn't? Dude, you were busy getting married when we were discussing it. But
okay.
We're at your wedding, and Justin's like, dude, he's talking to me and Patrick. He's like, "Fuck you guys, man. Fuck you guys. Like, you don't know how much work you created for me. Like, I was chilling. Life was easy. The show was cruising. Then you guys did the show, and this trickle down effect." So, all that being said, do either of you remember, or you, Peter, because you're important too. You're special.
Thanks.
Do you remember the one thing I said, I was like, how cool would it be if you created blank that I would love to put in my office if you guys did of the show? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was of the pain index, right?
You want to post
Like a poster? Yeah. Yeah.
So, Justin,
Oh,
I haven't seen it. It's not open. This is going to be a live unboxing, like a 9-year-old on YouTube. Have you seen it? Have you guys seen it, Adam and Rob?
We've seen the painting. I haven't seen a poster of it.
Well, I got one, and it's going up in my wall.
You have the poster.
I've
You
got
have
it
the
right
poster.
here. So Justin texts me, and he's like, hey, I heard you're having Adam and Rob on the show again. And I'm like, yeah, hope it makes more work for you. Ha, 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 like fucking around. And he's like, no, but all seriousness, can I overnight you the poster? And I'm like, no way, you made the poster. And so he sent this to me yesterday, and I haven't opened it yet. I'm just literally pulling the sticky tape off it right now.
Awesome.
So should we do it? Should we check it out?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
all right, here we go.
It's
Oh,
like
man.
seriously wrapped up. I haven't even got to it yet. Hold on. No, I probably should have cut the tape or something before all that hype.
Wait, so you guys haven't seen
What if
this
you
either?
open a bunch of scorpions in there or something? What if he's getting
Oh, God.
Justin
It'd be so
would
good.
do that, to be honest. I actually didn't even think of that. It's very well packaged.
So you guys haven't seen this yet, Rob and Adam, or you have? No,
No.
This is
No,
fucking
no, I haven't seen
exclusive,
this.
groundbreaking right
It's
now.
groundbreaking. We are going to unveil the Kings of Pain Index poster. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Peter, can I get a drum roll or something fun? Do you have something lined up? That's it. Boy, we are a high production quality show. Here it comes. All right, let's see. I'm going to see it on the computer for the first time. I hope it's the right side up.
Fuck.
Look
yeah.
at that. Woo! Kings of Pain, the Pain Index
Wow.
poster.
That looks
Can you guys
really
see it, or
nice.
There's just too much reflection going on.
It's mirrored the wrong way, but it still looks
Oh,
very cool.
That makes sense. Well,
Yeah.
this is
that's dope.
badass. Look at that. It's got the History Channel logo in the bottom corner there. It's got
Fuck,
season
man.
1 in white, season 2 in yellow. You got all the
Oh, it's
animals
awesome.
ranked from 0 to 30. It's literally everything we discussed, and it's absolutely badass. I am framing this and
dude.
putting it up on my wall in the office. I'm going to text Justin now and tell him, make sure that Adam and Rob never get copies, only Peter. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
Wow.
cool, man.
Sick, man. I want one of them.
I can't believe
Yeah.
we did that many animals.
It is
Dude,
a
that's
lot
a lot
of
of
animals.
fuckers.
There's some things in here that I didn't realize. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you took a scorpionfish. I'm terrified of scorpionfish.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are nuts. I need you guys to sign this for me. So the next time, Adam, you're stateside, and Rob, I see you relatively frequently, I'm going to have to get a little signature on here. For the
Sure,
office.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
awesome, man.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is super
last
cool.
time I was, we caught up with you. It was in that cool bar.
The nugget.
And man, I had like 9 pints in an hour.
Yeah, I was confident that you were an alcoholic at that point. I mean,
You would have
threw
to be
him
to do
back.
this job.
Then I got Rob to pull in, and I grabbed a 6-pack on the way home, which I drank.
Nice.
I didn't drink in the car.
Excellent.
Well, I'm stoked for you guys. Congratulations. We're going to play a game. We're going to play our famous game in a minute. But before we do, for the Brosteners that have been paying attention all along, when's the show air? Where does it air? Tell us a little bit tell us some of that good stuff before we get into our game.
So it's going to be May 26th, I think at 10:30 Eastern Pacific, right after the season 9 premiere of Alone. So if
Okay.
you guys are into
Wow.
survival stuff, watch
Great
that.
show.
And then
Great show.
we'll be right on after that.
That's
On
exciting.
history, obviously.
On History Channel.
See, the thing is, I won't even be able to get to watch it because it doesn't air for a few months later in Australia.
Oh, they'll
so-
send it to you. Come on. Come
Well,
on,
they
David Carr,
didn't in
Justin
season 1.
Christensen, you're listening to this. Send Adam the goddamn show. What's the matter with you guys?
We'll just pirate it for you. They'll just
It's
pirate
going to
it.
be on the
Yeah, I'll-
Napster or whatever they have nowadays.
Yeah, we'll rip it off. Peter knows how to do all those things. We'll put it on YouTube. Stay tuned here. The whole show's
yeah.
coming out for free. No, I'm kidding. All right, so can I get the jingle this time, Peter, or are you going to do some stupid? Do you know what time it is? Thank you.
Shut your big mouth. For what?
Battle Royale. So Adam and Rob, you know how the game works. You've played it before. We are going to do the Battle Royale. Now, the last time we were here, we made our Battle Royale about basically stinging each other's taints, if I remember correctly, thanks to Peter's good ideas. So we're going to mix it up, okay? This time, we are going to give ourselves superpowers that you guys have faced, okay? And then we're going to all compete in combat. So Peter's going to give himself 3 powers, Adam's going to give himself 3 powers, and Caveman Rob's going to give himself 3 powers.
Can you put the poster up, please, so that we can have that as reference?
I know you need this. And then we are going to all battle in a stadium, and the one standing victorious, as dictated by the Brosteners votes, we will let you know. And we have Dave Sunshine, our resident graphic artist, who will probably draw this up. Good luck with this, Dave. It's going to be a nightmare. Here's the kicker. We're going snake draft. Peter's going to start, sucker. And it's got to be 1 sting, 1 bite, and 1 strike, special power, think electrocution, punch, slash, whatever. And you're going to give yourselves these superpowers. We're all going to have a traditional battle in a stadium. Peter, take it away.
All right. So it has nothing, just to be clear, nothing to do with body size or anything like that. This is pure. We're going bite, sting, or...
You are taking on these abilities. So if you say,
I'm taking on the abilities. Sorry, I was Googling furiously.
Of course you were. Yeah, you need to know. You're Googling what is animal.
Yeah. All right. So I am going to, obviously take the moray that both of these gentlemen were so afraid of as my bite. It has the mouth of a paper shredder / wood chipper. It is terrifying to look at, and I would love for my head and face to look just like the mouth of moray eel.
Love it. I like how you say moray as well. Moray.
It's
very
moray.
Nice. Adam, why don't you go next? Because you're next in my screen squares.
Well, I've got to go with the only animal that completely shattered the reticulated python on the pain index, and that's the beaded lizard.
Ooh, wow.
Bite, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Bad bite. Got to go with that. Very venomous lizard.
That sounds awful. I've looked for Mexican beadeds, never found them. I've found what do you call them? What are the Arizona ones, Rob?
Gilas.
Gila monsters, and been very scared to take a bite from them. Obviously not trying to. That's a hell of a call. All right, Rob, what do you got?
All right. I fell asleep for a second. We were doing bites first, right?
Doesn't matter. Any order you like. Sting, bite, strike, and once you pick it, you take it off the table.
Oh, okay. Well, then I got to take the electric eel. I have a force field around me.
Oh, that's
smart.
That is a good one.
He's going straight into the special ability. Yeah.
Yep. So you're taking the electric abilities of an eel. Very nice. I like that. Okay, I'm up for 2 as it's a snake draft. So I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with the special ability first. Okay. I think I've picked this multiple times on multiple different podcasts, but I don't care. Bombardier beetle. I'm gonna shoot. After Rob's poop story, I'm gonna be the guy that's just pooping diarrhea acid all over you guys in the stadium. So I'm gonna take acid shooting of a bombardier beetle as my special strike.
Good choice.
I have to write it down or I'll forget.
Very good choice.
And then I am going to take the sting. Yes, I'm going to take the sting of a scorpionfish. So I'm going to have big spine rays that stick out side of my neck, out my back. Stone scorpionfish. If you come at me, I curl into a ball. Good luck getting through those spines. It's not going to be nice.
Okay.
Nice. That's a formidable defense you got there.
It's shaping up. Well, Rob, you're next.
All right. So it has to be a sting, right?
You get one. You got your special, so you got a bite and a sting. But you pick whichever one you want.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I'm going to go for the bite, and I'm going to do the reticulated python because that thing can reach out at a distance as well.
Wow.
And it can squeeze. Yeah.
Okay. How's that going to face off when you and Peter with his moray eel head just start trying to bite each other? How's that going to shake out?
Get that close because I'm going to electrocute him.
Smart.
I'm doing all long distance attacks.
Smart. Yeah, you're gonna go unscathed if you keep this up. Adam, what do you got?
Okay, so for special ability, gonna have to go mantis shrimp.
Wow.
Peacock mantis shrimp.
You did I see a mantis shrimp in the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you got fucking insane.
I mean, they punch that fast. It is mind blowing. I mean, they create
crazy.
light.
Yeah.
Because they punch so
Breaks
quick.
the sound barrier. You can
Now,
Oh,
keep
yeah.
in mind, these
Crazy.
things are all scaled up to our body sizes for this combat. We're
I don't
fucked.
like it. Yeah.
Well, if a mantis shrimp was the size of a human, it would be able to punch a basketball into orbit.
Okay, so we just lost.
That's
unless
fantastic.
Rob can electrocute him from across the. This is Peter. We suck at this, but they've also experienced.
Well,
it
I've
firsthand.
always sucked at this game. So
It's true.
it's
All right,
fresh
Peter,
for you to
you're up for dose. Let's
Okay.
go.
Well, let me pull up my Google real quick again.
So
right.
embarrassing.
So I'm going with I need what, a bite and a special ability, or a sting
You've
and a
got
special
bite.
ability, right?
Correct.
Okay. For the special ability, I will take on the malaria-infected mosquito ability. Therefore, it doesn't really matter what happens to my animal. At the end of the day, you will all die due to the blood spatter everywhere.
Yeah.
So just the ability to give somebody malaria.
Correct.
That's your
Correct.
special ability. Okay,
But
got
hey,
it.
that's 2 in 1, man. Like it's either the mosquito or the malaria disease. Like that's a twofer.
Okay, well, hey, how about this? So I'll take the special ability of malaria, but the sting, my sting left of the mosquito, the malaria
mosquitoes
infected
don't
mosquito.
sting. Just
Yeah,
you're forgiven for being a dum dum. So
Thank
you
you.
get to pick a different sting.
Okay,
It's okay.
A different sting. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm obviously going to go with. Does this giant desert centipede, does it sting or bite?
it's a pinch
bite.
because it's not their jaws, they're like modified legs technically, but you can
Call it
say
a sting.
bite, but well, actually, yeah, I mean,
Close
You know what?
It's
We'll
tight.
put it on your backside and call it a sting, Peter. We'll give you a centipede
Yeah.
because otherwise
Thank
we'll
you.
be here all night.
Or else the show will never end.
Exactly. Very good, Peter. Good effort.
Thank you.
Adam, how are you going to round out your beaded lizard-headed mantis shrimp punching creature?
okay, so sting wise, got to go Irukandji.
Wow. Okay. Just a deadly jellyfish. All right. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, multiple
that's,
tentacles.
That's
Yeah.
pretty awful. So I was just in PNG, by the way. I was just in Papua New Guinea, and at night in one of the bays that we spent, we anchored the boat. Hundreds of them around the boat, and I was 5 seconds away from jumping in the ocean. And my editor buddy comes out, who's with us, and looks down and goes, "Forrest, check out this jellyfish." And I'm like, "Nope, not jumping in the water now." Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
All right, Rob.
Smart.
You have the force field of an electric eel, the bite of a retic, and
Well, Adam took my box jelly. It's too close, but I am going to go with Portuguese man of war. Long
Ooh,
tentacle,
nice.
another distance thing.
you're
that's-
getting
that's-
out of this unscathed unless Adam can somehow get a punch in.
Well, he's definitely going to get malaria, so.
That's true. We all lose eventually because we are all contracting
Exactly.
malaria, even though Peter will undeniably die
Okay, my
first.
superpower is sickle cell.
He'll die in 50 years.
So let's see. So I have the very menacing bombardier beetle's acid coming out of my backside. I've got the sting of a scorpionfish, big spines all over, very impenetrable. What do I need? I need a bite. I'm going to give myself the bite. Now keep in mind, we're not going like Taipan because you just die. That's not how the game works. I'm going to give myself the bite of a komodo dragon. It's terrible.
Yikes.
It's terrible. It's awful, but you're not dying on impact. It's a slow, disgusting. You guys didn't fuck with that, did you? That would be insanity.
No.
Would you? Would you? A little one? You know how when they're small Oriole ones, would you do it?
Yeah.
I love this.
One, maybe.
Little one.
This is what the diary cam footage is like, isn't it?
You guys are nuts. All right, Brosteners, weigh in. Let us know who wins once you get us into an arena. Is it Peter with his moray eel bite, his centipede sting, even though they don't sting, and malaria? No explanation, just malaria.
Malaria.
Is it Adam's? To me, this one is very menacing. The bite of a beaded lizard, the punch of a mantis shrimp, and the sting and regenerative abilities of a Irukandji jellyfish. Awful all around. Rob, whose best offense is a very strong defense here. Electric eel, bite of a reticulated python, and the long stinging tentacles of a Portuguese man of war. Or is it me with diarrhea acid from a bombardier beetle, the sting of a scorpionfish, and the bite of a komodo dragon? Dave Sunshine, good luck drawing these. What a mess. Like, this is quite something. Very curious to hear who wins tonight's Battle Royale.
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
let us know in the comments.
Your Instagram handles are on the screen for those watching on YouTube. Tell the people where they can find you and where they can tune in and watch this insane show.
Well, you can find us. I think both of us basically mainly use, Instagram is what we mainly use. And it's Kings of Pain Season 2 is airing Thursday, 26th of May. You got to watch it. Like, the animals are going to blow your mind. If you think Season 1 was bad, fucking Season 2 was shocking.
I see the pain on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will put a little bit of behind the scenes stuff up on our Instagrams as those episodes unfold. Adam is Adam_Thorn, and I am Caveman Rob. And anyone wants to know why I'm called Caveman, it's my mental abilities.
There.
Look at that.
Kings of Pain Season 2 coming out to the History Channel. I'm excited. You can watch it on History. It's going to be all
May
over the
26th.
internet. You can check out these guys' Instagram. And, of course, you can listen in right here to the Wild Times podcast where we get some in-depth behind the scenes. We're obviously going to have Rob and Adam back on the show, probably around Season 12 when they're completely crippled and decrepit. But guys, thank you very much for joining us. Peter,
Thank you.
let's do the thing.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure. And as always, check out the wildtimespodcast.com to find all the links to this and all of our other content. Patreon is patreon.com/wildtimespod, at wildtimespod on all social medias. And don't forget to check out Kings of Pain May 26th, Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern on History Channel. Love
Get
you
yourself
all.
a poster. Get a poster.
Get a
Go
poster.
and do it. Go get a Kings of Pain poster. Put on your wall. Do it. Would you, Peter, would you let any of these animals sting you?
Only you, baby.
That's nice. I want to borrow that spider from Rob and put it in your bed.
That's great. I love that. And that fang.
I'll do it. I don't care.